Hello, love, and welcome to another ASMR Quantum Human Design session. In today's session, we're going to be working with clearing and cleansing your Spleen Center or your Self-Actualization Center in Quantum Human Design. We have a really cool candle today. It is quantum fiber. I don't know what that is, but I love that it's quantum. And it is lava. It just felt right for the work that we're going to do today on your Spleen Center. So this session is for you whether or not your Spleen Center is open, undefined, or defined. Of course, you're going to experience this energy differently if this center is defined or undefined for you, but we all have all of the chart. And we all take in so much each and every day. We consume. And so much is cast upon us even when we're not consciously consuming. We're just taking in so much. So I'm glad that you're here to receive this energetic shower, this energetic cleanse and clearing, especially in the center where so much fear can reside. We're going to clear all of that out today. So relax. Allow yourself to release and ultimately receive. As we've been working our way through the centers, we've been working with our Chakra Pyramid that has our tree of life on it, just helping to amplify the energy work that we're doing and to add another layer of protection over and around you. So I'm going to place this off to the side next to you. Okay. Perfect. We're going to be releasing a lot of fears from this space today. So sink into your space. Get comfortable. Drop in. Be here with me now. Give yourself this time, this dedicated and safe space for you to relax, to release, and receive. Our incense today is lotus and Daphne. That's our first layer of cleansing our space. Cleansing all of your subtle bodies. I wanted to make sure that we used our Potion Lady protection spray today to help you to really relax and really be able to release and really be able to receive, as there is a lot of fear that can live in our spleen center. And I just want you to be able to feel safe enough, to relax enough, to surrender, release, and let go of any fear. And I'm not talking about a fear that, like, your life is in danger fear or there's a bear fear. I'm talking about the type of fears that are illusionary. The ones that aren't actually real, but feel very real. Anything non-physical reality fear is what we're going to be clearing and cleansing. And that can feel really scary. It can be very scary to let go of all of the fear, because who are you without it? Right? You've probably had fears that you have felt, or anxieties, worries that you have felt for so long. It's familiar, it's comfortable, it's known. So who are you without that fear, without those worries, without that anxiety? That can almost feel more scary because it's unfamiliar, it's foreign. At least the fears are almost predictable. We have gotten so used to them. They feel like a part of us. And if they're gone and they're cleansed and they're cleared and it's not something you any longer to contend with and deal with, then who is that person without it? It can feel very destabilizing and unsettling to actually clear out and let go of and release in a final way the things that we've always had. So my hope is that you feel safe enough to open up to the potential and the possibility that you don't have to experience or have or hold on to the things that you always have, and that the new emergence of this new person without that thing, that fear, that worry, the anxiety, that story, is going to survive and thrive, that you are capable and competent and able to become another version, an expanded version of the character you're here playing. As you allow your soul to emerge, the more you become the light that you are, and you shed those layers and you shed those limiting beliefs, that new person will start to become familiar and known. You'll become more resilient, courageous, and brave enough to embrace the unknown and be excited to discover who that new person is, or who that next layer, next version of you is, because you can. It's never too late. So we're going to just spray. You can close your eyes, cover your eyes, and we're just going to spray this protection spray all around you. Okay. I'll continue to protect you throughout this whole session and the rest of your day, and into your sleep. Okay, so where we're working today is in the Spleen Center, right here. And the solar plexus chakra is the chakra that's split into the emotional solar plexus and the spleen center in 1781. So, in our previous sessions, if you've experienced those, you know the heart chakra split into the identity center and the will center, and the solar plexus chakra split into the spleen and the emotional solar plexus. So today we're going to be working on the spleen center and all of these energies and all of these archetypes. That's what we'll be working on clearing out. Okay. So the spleen center is one of two awareness centers in our design, and the other awareness center is the emotional solar plexus. So the spleen is known for the center for our intuition and instinct, health, survival, and time. It's biologically associated with the lymphatic system, the spleen, and the immune system, and approximately 55% of people have it defined. So when it's defined, you are designed to be in the moment, in the now. You get these splenic hits, these splenic impulses, and it's a sense of timing that is, like I said, now. And those with a defined spleen tend to have a very powerful immune system, and it can communicate, give you signals of survival-based fear. So that's like, don't walk down that alley, or there's a bear over there. And so we're not going to be clearing and talking about that survival-based fear. That's very good to have. So those survival-based instincts are something that you'll always have while you're in form. So we're talking about and clearing out the fears that are everything having to do with non-physical survival-based fears, okay? And this is also the center for where your intuition speaks, and it's once and that's it. And it's not loud. It's this subtle knowingness, this subtle hit of intuition. So when it's defined, you have probably a very fixed and consistent way that you experience your intuition, your intuitive hits. Versus if it's undefined, people can feel like they're not intuitive, or they may not be aware of how they're intuitive because it's an inconsistent way how they receive their intuitive hits, because it's open, because it's undefined. There isn't this fixed and consistent way that they experience their intuition, so it can be a little unclear of their intuitive capabilities or abilities, but we're all intuitive. Just looks a little bit different for each of us. And so those with the undefined spleen are highly sensitive and intuitive as well. They are medically empathic, meaning they can feel and they sense what others are feeling and sensing, especially when it comes to if there's like a cut or something gruesome or an accident, or someone is explaining something. They can be highly sensitive. They can feel it. Like high sensitivity to exposure to that. But then also if they're around somebody they can say someone's knee hurts, their knee might start to hurt, or they may have a pain in their side. Somebody that they're around may have a pain in their side, and the person with the undefined spleen starts to feel a pain in their side, and they think that it's their pain, and it's not. So, something to be very aware of if you have an undefined spleen. It's an interesting experience. The undefined spleen can also be paralyzed by fear because you're taking in and amplifying everybody else's fears. So it can feel super intense. And then the undefined spleens have this fluid relationship with time, even though time is an illusion. Even though time and energy are fluid, the undefined spleens are another level with time, and sometimes you either have somebody who truly has no sense of time or timing and they're always late, or they can be hypersensitive and hyper aware of time and they're very punctual. So maybe there's people who are in between, but it seems to be one end of the spectrum or another. So there are 7 gates or 7 archetypes in our Self-Actualization Center. And like I said, each one of those has a specific fear associated with it. So we are going to be working on cleansing and clearing that as well. And there's also other sessions, if you haven't experienced those, where we specifically went through, we did 7 sessions where we went through each gate, each archetype in the Spleen Center, and specifically worked on clearing and cleansing and removing fear, worry, and anxiety from that center. So you can find that on the Gates playlist if you want to go and specifically work through each of those gates. So Karen Curry Parker's quantum purpose for this center is to give us the intuitive impulses about right timing for survival, health and wellness, and economic action. That's where we'll be working today, love. And at first, I'm just going to go in and gently start to loosen up with my fingers. Just very gently start to loosen up and move around some of the energy in here and the center to start to sift through and sort through and start to move around and shake up and loosen anything that's been really stuck and solidified in there, kind of congealed from being compacted and compounded year after year after year after year after year. Just gonna start to move and shift some of this stuck, stagnant energy out. Just kind of moving things around so we can see what we're working with. There's a lot to sift through, to sort through in here. There's a lot of stories. A lot of instilled and imprinted fears. So much worry. So many things that are anxiety inducing that just collect here, just pools here in this center, in this area in our body. And we need to clear that out. We need to cleanse that out. We need to discern what's real and what's not. What's actual. What's an illusion? What's made up? What's not ours? How many fears and worries and anxieties have we taken in that aren't even ours? And we're just carrying it around, holding on to it. And it's weighing you down, making you feel stuck and blocked, carrying this extra weight that's not even yours. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Okay. Now I feel like we've stirred some things up in here, made some movement. I can see better. Yeah. Now we can really sort and sift through. Cleanse and clear out anything that doesn't belong here. We have one of our gentle sponges or brushes, and we're going to gently and lovingly continue to brush out and sift through all these fears, all these worries, all these stories that have tried to make a home here, and they don't belong. So we are brushing, 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 brushing out the fear of inadequacy, the story that plays on loop that you don't know enough. You're not smart enough, you're not wise enough, you're not capable. Inadequacy. You don't measure up. Others know more than you. All lies. We're brushing that right out, clearing that right out, removing that now. You know so much. You are so wise. You are more than adequate. You don't even know how much you know. There's so much. And it's safe and okay for you to let that out in the right spaces, with the right people. We are brushing out, clearing out, cleansing out the fear of the unknown, the fear of the future, the fear of experiencing who you are without these fears. We're brushing that out now. You are strong enough and brave enough and capable enough to experience this new version of you, this new expanded being that you have always been, just covered up with layers of lies, masked by limiting beliefs from stories that you've been told, or somewhere along the way just picked up and assumed, and then they became so ingrained and they stayed for so long that you started to believe it as truth. It's okay to trust yourself. To trust that you are supported, that the universe has your back. We don't always get to know what the next step is. But we also don't need to fear it as well. We don't need to fear the unknown. May you trust that you'll know what you need to know when you need to know it, that the right next step will always show up for you, that you're more capable than you give yourself credit for. And we're clearing out the fear of the past repeating itself. It's so easy to believe that once we've had an encounter and an experience, that we'll have it again. And maybe it was so painful, so terrible, that you've held yourself back. You've shut a part of yourself down. You've closed part of you off because you're afraid the same patterns are just going to repeat. But you are capable and strong enough and wise enough to break those patterns, to find purpose in the pain, to rewrite the past so that it doesn't repeat itself in your present. To let those past experiences empower you, fuel you, be your strength, be your fire, be your fuel. To find purpose in your pain, because you are not the things that you have done, nor the things that have been done to you. How you doing? You feeling okay? Okay, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Let's do one more. In through your nose, out through your nose. Okay, let's continue with our tiger's eye. We've got 4 more archetypes, 4 more gates to clear out. You're doing so great. So let's continue with our Manipura chakra, tiger's eye. tap into the energy of this crystal. The tiger's eye helps us to ground, gives us clarity. It energizes your emotional body. It brings us balance against extremes. So we're going to continue to scoop out those fears. Scoop, 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 scoop. And we're going to scoop out the fear of you failing those that you love. Fear of failing your responsibilities. Fear of letting down the people that you love. Scoop, scoop, scoop. You can be so hard on yourself. Put all this pressure and expectations. Who said that your best isn't good enough? You're doing so great. When's the last time you told yourself that? When's the last time you heard that? You're doing the best you can. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Well, I think we're all doing the best that we can. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Maybe you just need to communicate. If you feel like you're failing or letting your loved ones down, maybe that's just something that you're feeling and sensing inside, but that's not actually true. And if you shared that or communicated that, your loved ones may affirm and confirm the opposite. We're our own worst critic, aren't we? We tend to be so hard on ourselves, when really, we all just need a little more love, a little more grace, a little more compassion, a little more understanding. Scoop, scoop, scoop. That's what we need. We're scooping out, scoop, scoop, scoop. Scooping out the fear of you failing. Failing at what? Failing at anything. And maybe that fear of failure is holding you back and preventing you from trying something new, preventing you from doing something that you really secretly want to do, but can't even admit to anybody else because then they might encourage you to do it and you're too scared to try it or to do it. Scoop, scoop, scoop. So we are just scoop, scoop, scooping out that fear of failing. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Because you don't know until you try. Scoop, scoop, scoop. If people stopped and didn't try again or didn't try for the first time, do you know how many things wouldn't exist in the world? Scoop, scoop, scoop. If it's something that you truly want to try to do or something that you truly desire, scoop, scoop, scoop. We're scooping out all the stories that are preventing you from starting or doing it or trying it. Scoop, scoop, scoop. What if what you want to do, try, create, what if that's exactly what the world has been waiting for? if it's a song or a course or a product, something that is the exact resolution solution, something that is the very thing that somebody else may need. And you have the answer, or you have the solution, or you have the ability to create and make the thing. But fear of failing is preventing you from doing that and just keeping it inside. So we are clearing off the layers to allow what you want to try and what you want to do to come out, to emerge. And we're moving into clearing out the lie that life is purposeless and meaningless and the things that you've gone through are for nothing. Just scooping all that out, clearing all that out, cleansing all that out. Everything has a purpose. Everything is happening for you. Your soul came here to learn, grow, and evolve. And I know there may be some crazy things, awful, terrible, hard, challenging, traumatic things that have happened that you've had to go through, that you've gotten to experience. But you're not alone in that. And that doesn't need to continue. But you can use that to help others who are going through it or have gone through it. Everything has a purpose. You are here on purpose for a great purpose. You can choose to use everything as a teacher and a catalyst for your continued growth and expansion, knowing that it's not just for you. The things we go through and the things we experience absolutely will be able to help others through the same, support others through the same. That's part of what makes you you. You have so much control and power over your perspective of all of those things. All of the experiences that you've had have made you be able to know, to determine, and to discern what's truly meaningful and truly valuable in life. And last but not least, we are clearing, and scooping out the fear of nothing ever being good enough, you not being good enough. Scoop. This perfectionism, this need for perfectionism, wanting things to be perfect, so it prevents you from starting. Perfection is an illusion. We are all perfectly imperfect. Scoop, scoop, scoop. We miss the point. If all we're focusing on is trying to get something perfect, it's about the experience and the exploration and the journey that brings us to joy. We can always do something again or improve or realign. a process, a system, a thing, make a different product, tweak a product, whatever we're creating, whatever it is. Why does it just have to be one thing and get that perfect? Why can't it be multiple things? And that you learn from each and every one, each and every experience, each and everything. Practice. Practice and practice is what improves things. And there really is no such thing as perfection. And that's okay. So maybe we eradicate that story that things have to be perfect. Because if perfect doesn't exist, then that's where we land on the perfectly imperfect. We're going to smooth and seal in the energy on the opposite end of the spectrum from the unbalanced expressions, from the fear of these archetypes. We're going to seal in the positive and optimal expression of this energy. And I encourage you, every time you feel or recognize any of the fears come up that we just cleared, may you quickly remember and recognize what it is and assess whether or not that's actually in your reality, or if it's just an illusion and a lie playing out. Is it something that you can clear and transmute and bring yourself back to truth in the moment? The more you work with these energies, the more you recognize and realize the beautiful thing that happens is, over time, you start to notice these longer and longer stretches of time where you're not dealing with the same fears, the same worries, the same anxieties. And you go through these longer stretches of time where they don't come up. And then when they do, you recognize it more quickly and you're able to process and give it space and move through it more quickly as well. Because you recognize and you know and you have a language of what it is and why you're feeling it, and an ability to assess whether or not it's truth for you or a lie. So we're going to take our beautiful quantum essence for our Spleen Center, for our Self-Actualization Center, and smooth and seal in the optimal expressions. So pretty. The core flower here in this essence is aspen. It's the intuition flower. This will help you to enhance your ability to have greater conscious awareness and perception of what it is that you're feeling. This is going to help you to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. The undefined spleens can hold on to things, people, places for way longer than they should. The undefined spleen has a hard time letting go. There's other elements in the chart that also have that same theme. So it's not just one specific thing, one specific element, but since that's what we're working with today, I just want to share that as well. So if your spleen center is defined, this is going to help you, support you, and being connected into your instinctual awareness around decisions related to honing skills, increasing proficiency, excellence, having this intuitive connection and sense of timing for your actions related to survival, avoiding pain, increasing value, sustainability, and alignment with integrity. And if your spleen center is open or undefined, this essence will help you to have the awareness of other people's awareness and have the ability to read the perceptions of others and gauge whether these intuitions and perceptions that you need to either follow for yourself or just observe. You get to sample these intuitive impulses and decide for yourself if it's something you should follow or not. Okay, now we're going to smooth in and seal in the optimal expression of each archetype, each gate in the spleen center, okay? So we're smoothing in and sealing in your wisdom, your depth of knowledge, your depth and breadth. Smoothing in your knowingness and allowing yourself to share what you know in the right time with the right people. We're smoothing in and sealing in your incredible instincts and intuition, your truth in the moment, and supporting you to be able to trust yourself, even if it makes no sense to others. We're smoothing in and sealing in the beautiful, loving, nurturing energy that you have to be able to care for those that you love, but not at the cost of yourself, not out of a sacrifice for your own well-being, that you can care and give and sustain and maintain your values in a place of integrity, sealing in and smoothing in your truth, the ability to stand in your truth, to stay in your truth, to know and trust when you're hearing truth and when you're not. Smoothing that in now, smoothing that in now. We are smoothing in and sealing in your incredible endurance, your ability to continue on, hold a vision, hold an idea, hold space for yourself and for others. Incredible endurance and resilience and strength that you have to keep going, to keep believing the best is yet to come, and sealing in and smoothing in the truth that everything that you've experienced has allowed you to find incredible meaning, discover what's truly valuable in life, to be an inspiration and an example for others, anchoring in and sealing in the truth that life is happening for you to bring you to your best self, your highest timeline. Sealing in and smoothing in your ability to see and know and sense what needs to be realigned in order to bring yourself and others to a state of joy. As we wind down, we're just going to speak some affirmations from the Encyclopedia of Quantum Human Design from Karen Curry Parker. We're just going to seal them in. We're going to use our rose quartz tower to carve out space for the words to land, to seep in, to sink in, these affirmations, these truths. Now that the space has been thoroughly cleansed and cleared, there's so much room to really carve out beautiful grooves, new neural pathways in your consciousness, created space in your body to allow these truths, these affirmations to sink in and to seep in, to take root, to take hold, to grow and to expand into something new and beautiful. So you can just close your eyes and listen to the words and receive it in. Or you can repeat them after me in a soft whisper or just quietly in your head. So these are going to be if your spleen center is defined first. I have a deep connection with the pulse of divine timing and wisdom that informs when I need to take action. I am deeply aligned with the awareness necessary to cultivate and hone my skills. I integrate my experiences and allow myself to grow beyond past patterns. I stand firmly in the integrity of my authentic self and trust that when I am wholly occupying my unique, vital, and irreplaceable role in the cosmic plan, I completely trust that I know what I need to know when I need to know it. My sense of timing allows me to make aligned and informed choices around what I need to continue to become self-actualized. And last but not least, if your spleen center is undefined, I am sensitive, present, and aware of the energy in my environment. I assess the energy of the people around me and gauge which intuitive impulses are right for me. I am careful to explore the sources of fear that I may be experiencing and take careful stock of whether or not these fears belong to me. Because of my profound awareness and sensitivity, I carefully curate an environment that sustains my health and wellness. I release old circumstances, situations, belongings, and experiences that hold me back from truly trusting that I am safe. Okay, love, you did so great today. So good. And you are all set to either carry on with your day or sink into a deep, restorative, and sound sleep to wake up tomorrow renewed, refreshed, and reknown. I look forward to our next session together. May you remember, you are loved, you are light, you are love. I know who you are in truth. I know what you are in truth. I know how you serve in truth. You are free, you are free, you are free. I am you. You are me. We are one.